Hey cruisers, cheers and welcome on board Royal Princess. We are cruising to the Mexican Riviera for 1 week to the ports of Cabo San Lucas, Mazatlan, and part of Vallarta. And tonight is formal night, and we love doing these get ready with me videos where we go from totally bare face to formal night ready. So the order that I'm going to do things in this evening is we are going to do makeup first, then our beautiful new jewelry from Effy, and then we're going to do the hair. And if you'd like to see my formal night dress and shoes, stay to the very end because I'll actually need to change clothes and go ahead and do that. So we're going to be putting the formal dress on a little later. I'm just wearing a basic off-the-shoulder dress from Express right now while we get ready. It's just a little bit easier than having like my gown on. But I'll be wearing a basic black off-the-shoulder dress that's kind of similar in look and feel to this one, just so that I can kind of match my makeup and my jewelry and my hairstyle to the dress. I thought I'd wear something kind of similar. So my face is totally bare except for it is primed with this beautiful daily repair serum from Heather Grace Skincare, and I'll link to this and any other product that I possibly can will be linked in the description. So I've primed with that. I do have a teeny tiny bit of concealer on my eyes just because I was out and about on the ship and didn't want to go totally barefaced. And we're going to start with my foundation today, which is the L'Oreal True Match Broad Spectrum SPF 17 in C4. So this is a cool tone. And I actually go back and forth between C2 and C4 depending on the season. It really just kind of depends on how tan my skin is. My skin is about as dark as it gets right now, and of course I did have a little spray tan before this cruise. So I'm just going to go ahead and dot the foundation kind of in 4 areas towards the center of my face. And then lately I have actually been using a really cool stippling brush from Farrah that I got in one of my beauty boxes. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of blend it in. I'm not going to be using any powder today. I've been finding that the powder just sort of breaks me out and isn't really the best solution for my skin. And my skin tends to be really dry as well. So I find that it's just better to go with a foundation. It's really nice too because that kind of dewy look is really in right now, which I absolutely love. So usually this blends pretty nicely. It's blending pretty well today. Blend a little bit around the chin here. This brush is wonderful, by the way. It's new to me. And sometimes I'll use a little moist wake up makeup sponge, not a wake up sponge. Other times I really enjoy doing this. So I'll probably use the sponge for my concealer. I actually pulled my hair up into a ponytail just to make it a little bit easier to keep my hair off my face while I was doing my makeup. And I also find that it creates a nice little bump in the back of my hair too, just a little tiny bit of volume, so that is good. Since I'll be wearing Lip Sense lipstick and we're gonna apply that next, I actually am going to kind of blot all the product off my lips. When you're wearing Lip Sense, you have to apply it with a completely clean lip or it just doesn't work. So before that, let's have a toast, a little sip of champagne. Perfect, okay. So again, Lip Sense is essentially a long wearing product, and I brought a bunch of different colors with me in this little clear plastic thing here. So we're gonna have to pick what color we want to use tonight, but I have a variety of them, kind of pinks, reds, and kind of mauve-y tones. I have a whole bunch of them here. Another favorite lip product that I absolutely love is this Buxom Plumping Lip Gloss. This one is in this is in Claire, and this is a really, really pretty sparkly color, but I really like the long wearing lipstick solution. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with, I think for tonight, I'm gonna go with one of my favorite kind of muted pinks, which is called Summer Fun. Now with these, you have to shake them up for about 30 seconds. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that as quickly as I possibly can here, and then we'll show you how to apply it. And you put gloss on top. So Lip Sense is really cool. If you're not familiar with it, it stays on your lips pretty much all day. You don't have to reapply, but you do have to reapply the gloss. You're not supposed to hit it on your hand because it can make the applicator come loose, but I've never had an issue and it just works a little more quickly. So I'm gonna do that. Sorry about the noise. Okay, now I'm gonna stop talking for a moment and we'll kind of speed the video up a little bit. And I'm going to apply 3 coats really quickly. We're actually going to let the lipstick dry in between coats. So here we go. Okay, now it's gloss time. Can't touch my lips together. So now you just apply the gloss over the top And as soon as you do that, you can rub your lips together. Yay! So that is how Lip Sense works. I absolutely love this stuff. And then I'll take the gloss with me throughout the night and the color will stay. I really like the more kind of muted, softer tones. For some reason, it's just working better for my skin tone these days. I feel like because I have kind of pink undertones, the more soft tones with a nice gloss just work a little bit better. Okay, it is concealer time. So let's go ahead and do our little Tarte. This is a mini Shape Tape. Is this not the cutest thing? So I use the full-size Shape Tape when I am at home, but for travel, I try to invest in minis. So I'm just gonna go ahead and paint a few little stripes here on my under eyes, which are naturally pretty baggy, unfortunately. I have baggy little eyes, always have, so I definitely have to do quite a bit of concealing to brighten up my face, which is a bummer. This one seems to be running low, so I'm gonna grab the second one. I do have another shade in here. I think this is just one shade lighter, but I know that this one's a little bit more full. Oh, much better, there we go. Okay, so here's what I do with this. The concealer is looking kind of crazy right now, but what I do is I actually take a little bit of this concealer off the bottom of the eye, and I tap it onto my upper lid just to redistribute it a little bit, like that. And then I'm gonna take my wet sponge, which is, you know, I've run it under the sink, squeezed it out, and then I blotted it on a towel, and I'm just gonna blend it in until this crazy amount of concealer goes away. This is definitely a lighter shade. Sometimes if I'm not wanting something this dramatic, maybe for everyday use, I wouldn't go with such a dramatic pale shade, but it's working for tonight. Okay, that was pretty fast, actually. All right, so sometimes I'll blend it down around the nose just to brighten things up a tiny bit, into the cheek area just a little bit, and right up over the brows, but just ever so slightly, just to keep things kind of bright. Hope that looks okay. I'm not super close to my mirror, but I think it's working. Okay, next step is I'm actually going to apply a very neutral shadow. This is Positive by Lancome, and it's almost gone. I actually do something very odd. People find it very strange, but I apply my base layer of my shadow with a cotton ball. It just works better for me. So I'm just gonna apply Positive all over the lid, pretty liberally. And then I come down a little bit around the lower lash line as well, so that my eyeliner will stick nicely. There we go, all set. And then next step, I'm going to take this little precision shading brush and my Tarteist Pro To Go palette. This is a beautiful palette. It has a combination of mattes and shimmers, and I use it all the time, and it's also travel size, which I really love. And I think tonight we're going to go, I'm wearing this beautiful blue jewelry, so I think I'm gonna go with this soft pink shade. This is called Dominate. So I'm just gonna pick up a bit on the brush and just kind of tap it here along the lid, and I'm gonna mostly put it all along the bottom lid. I'm gonna use this mirror really quickly because I can't see super well. Mostly around the lid. There we go. And then the other eye. As you can see, I don't spend a huge amount of time on my eye makeup. I like to keep it pretty simple, but I will blend out the excess in just a moment that's maybe accumulating on the top. So I'm gonna take this same one here and just kind of go ahead and smooth that out. Okay, so we'll just blend the rest of the shadow. I think we've got it all. It's looking pretty good here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take this brush that works really nice in the crease, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of this shade here, which is called Stylin', and this is a really chocolatey matte brown. I'm actually gonna refer to this mirror here, just so I can get it smooth. So I'm just gonna press it where I want it the heaviest, and then just kind of shade it in really quickly there. And that's just gonna give me a little bit more drama and kind of shadow in the crease. Okay. Perfect. And then I'll go ahead and take this kind of funky old cotton ball and just blend it a little tiny bit to make sure I haven't had any fallout. I don't think I had any fallout down here, so we're looking good. And now we are ready to do some brows. So I use the Anastasia, which one is this? Let me see. This is the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. And I just use a little brow brush here, and I just kind of dip it in just like that. Get a little bit on the brush, and then in we go. And I'm gonna use this mirror here. Again, I need a little bit of a closer mirror. Okay, and then I'm just gonna apply a bit here. Don't use a huge amount to define my brows, but in one of my earlier Get Ready With Me videos, in fact, one of my first ones, you all told me, hey girlfriend, you might wanna try to define your brows a little bit. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's gonna look so weird and unnatural. And then I gave it a try, and I just really like the shape. I feel like my eyebrows aren't super light, but at the same time, it just defines them and gives them the shape that they don't naturally have. So this is now a part of my daily routine, unless I'm like going to the beach or something and not wearing much. I usually do define the brows. So just using the brush to rub in the product. I think we did okay. I think we got enough there. Okay, so now it's time to do eyeliner. So I use a liquid eyeliner, and I am just gonna do my best to apply it, and then I'm going to kind of dry it really quickly with a little card here. So here we go. I'm gonna try to keep my elbows stable on the countertop here, and then just draw a teeny tiny cat eye out to the side, and then run it along the lower lid. And I try not to go too thick with it, because the thicker I go, the more high maintenance it becomes, and it's usually kind of a nightmare. Looks like it needs to be touched up a tiny bit there. Okay, so then we're gonna go on the other side, do the same thing. And honestly, I know it's not perfectly even. I just don't care a whole lot. So I'm kind of low maintenance when it comes to makeup. And if it's not even, if it's not perfect, that is a-okay. So we're gonna let that dry just a little bit more. Before I put on my lash strips and glue, I'm gonna let these dry, and we're gonna work on blush and bronzer now. Okay, here we go, blush and bronzer time. So I'm using this Ish contour kit. It is so pretty, and you can see that it's very well loved, but it has one blush, two bronzers, and a highlighter. I'm actually not gonna use the highlighter. It tends to make me a little bit too glowy. I'm just gonna go ahead and tap in with this nice pink blush and smile and dot it right on the apples of my cheeks, just like that. I might add a little bit more blush later if I find that it's not pink enough, but that's all we're gonna do. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of the highlight shade and just kind of run it under my cheeks, just kind of quickly there. Don't wanna have it looking too obvious. And then I'll run it up over the areas that would normally look sun-kissed, kind of on my forehead, and then down on my nose. Who knows if I'm doing this right, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm doing my best. That's all we can do. All right. So a little bit of bronzer there. How's that look? I think we're okay. And then I'll do a tiny bit along the jawline too, a little bit on the chin, and just a teeny tiny bit of now the bronzer. And I'll do the same thing with the bronzer over the same areas. There we go. Okay, so that's the blush and the highlighter, and now we're going to do the lower eyeliner. So basically what I do with my eyeliner is when I'm going for a more defined look, I actually use a thin brush. I'm having a hard time. Oh, this is a short shader, so I'm going to use a short shader, and I'm actually just going to drag it over the liner itself, and then again keep my elbows really steady on the countertop, and I'm just going to go in with several different layers and kind of go for until I get a little bit of a smoky eye. I don't want to go too dramatic tonight, but we're gonna go for a little bit more of a smoky look. Okay, getting there. This way you don't have it, have the risk of when you put the eyeliner on it kind of smears. Mine does. I think because I have aging skin, the eyeliner will come down here if I put it on with the, you know, just with the applicator and not with the brush. So this is kind of my new way of doing it. I'm not really going that smoky, but you can see the difference in the eyes, a little bit more drama. And I have very, very, very small, short, teeny tiny and light eyelashes. So I like to play up the eyes quite a bit for a little more drama. Okay, other side, here we go. All right, Getting there, getting there. This one looks a little uneven, so I might come in and clean that up a little bit later. But for now, I think we are done with our liner. And now it is time to put on the old lash strips. Now these are Ardell 110s. These are a natural style lash. They're just basically called natural. So I'm gonna put these on really quickly. They're a little tricky to get off of the little tray here. So I actually use this awesome lash applicator for managing these little guys. So I take the lash strip, place it in the applicator just like that. And then I take my Duo eyelash adhesive and I actually put it down. I try to put it down on a surface like a little card or something like that so that it doesn't get straight onto the lashes. So I'll put a little bit down on this card and then I pick a little bit up. I'll show you what I'm doing here. I'm putting it on a card and then I'm picking just a little bit of it up onto the tip here of the applicator and then just using it that way so I don't end up with too much glue. So I'll place it back down, get a little more, pick up a little more of the product. And then here we go until I get it really well covered. And then I'm gonna let this dry for about 30 seconds. So while I'm holding this to dry right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of wave it a little bit and we'll speed up the film while we wait. Okay, so once those have dried nicely, I get them, the applicator nice and close to the base. And then this is the tricky part where I try to apply it gracefully to my eyelid, which is never really graceful. So we're gonna go ahead and pop that down and hope for the best. Now this is where I generally go a bit manual with the process. I usually kind of pick up the side, press it down on the end there, and I do the same here with my fingers, and then I just literally press and hold the inside and the outside just to make sure that those are going down. And once they're down, it's another little fanning technique for a few seconds to get those dry. Okay, on to the other side now. I'm trying to, while these are drying, I'm gonna try not to open my lids really high because my eyelids, as they get a little bit more saggy, sometimes the glue will get stuck to the upper lid and it's not a pretty picture, so I'm just trying to keep my eyes down a little bit there. Okay, next one, here we go. I'm just gonna repeat the process, so we'll speed it up again for you. Okay, so that completes the makeup routine. I kept it really subtle with the lip color and the eyes because really I want to play up my jewelry tonight. I want to show you these beautiful new pieces that I got from Effy. This set of earrings is from the Ocean Blue collection, and I will link to the collection below so that you can see all of the different items in this collection. This is so pretty, and I absolutely just love the ocean blue color that's featured here. And the pendant that I'm going to be wearing tonight is actually from the Seaside Collection, and this has sapphires and diamonds in it, so these are very beautiful. We want to thank Effy for partnering with us to bring you these beautiful pieces. We have been shopping in Effy stores on cruise ships for many, many years and wanted to bring you some beautiful pieces that we think kind of exemplify cruising and just really personify being on the water, and being able to take these treasures home with you after a cruise is just really special. So I'm going to go ahead and put the earrings on first. I think these are absolutely gorgeous. So the earrings are white, gold, blue topaz, and diamond. I'll pop these in really quickly. They're really delicate and feminine. There we go. So there's the first one. So pretty, I love them. All right, and the next one here. I also really love the history of Effy as an organization. Mr. Effy Hamatian has a wonderful story. You have to check out the website and read about the origins of the company. It's just really fascinating. Okay, and now I want to show you the pendant. I actually can't fasten this very well by myself, so I'm just going to go ahead and show it to you really quickly. And then when my husband gets back to the room, we're going to put it on and give you a better picture of this. It is so pretty. So we'll put that on when I get dressed fully. So now it is time to do the hair, folks, here we go. So basically, my hair routine never changes. If you've seen these videos before, you know exactly how I do my hair. So let's pull it out of the ponytail, and I'm probably just gonna gently run a brush through it. The way that I prepped my hair today is I just did a quick blow dry after it air dried for a little while. And I used Moroccan oil as my product. I don't use a lot of styling products. I don't use hairspray or anything like that. So this is basically how it's gonna go. It's pretty clean, so I'm hoping that it holds curl well tonight. I actually do better when my hair is slightly dirty. So I'm gonna go ahead and section it off. What I do is I take the entire top portion of my hair, and I forgot my little clip, so I'm actually going to use a couple of pins to hold it in place tonight so that I can work with just the bottom. All of my dental hygienist friends are probably not very happy with what I just did there with those pins. I apologize in advance. All right, so I use a little teeny tiny comb to kind of comb through my hair first before I put the curling iron through it. So we're just gonna go ahead and go all the way around the head with a quick backwards curl. So I'm curling towards the back of my hair all the way around with no exceptions. So we'll go ahead and show a couple of these and then we'll speed things up because you're gonna get the idea. This hair is really short on this side because I actually burned it a little bit with a curling iron. So I'm trying to treat it really delicately right now, and I'm not putting a lot of extra heat on it. So I'll hold these other curls for more like 8 to 10 seconds. But for these fragile hairs in the front of my head, it's maybe more like 5 or 6 seconds for those curls because I just don't want to damage the hair anymore. Okay, so we'll go ahead and speed things up really quickly right now so that you don't have to watch me do this for 20 straight minutes. Really, it's more like 10. And then I'll catch you when we are at the top of my hair. Okay, so the bottom half of my hair is now done, and I'm gonna go ahead and take down the top of my hair, and I'm just gonna repeat the same process to the top. So we're just gonna speed through that and come back when I'm entirely done with my hair because I think you guys kind of get the idea. Everything is gonna be curled towards the back of my hair. So see you in just a moment. Okay, so I've just put the last curl in my hair, and I'm just gonna kind of let this rest and cool for a little while, and I will brush through it right before I get dressed. So now we're gonna go ahead and apply some Vita Liberata Body Blur on the décolleté. It's just kind of a cool tanning bronzer lotion that I really like. And my favorite perfume from Bobbi Brown, which is called Beach. It's wonderful, it smells like sunscreen. And then when my husband gets back to the room and I get my formal dress on, he is going to help me put my beautiful Effy anchor necklace on that I struggled with a little bit earlier. So we'll see when I get dressed. So my curls have relaxed a little bit, and I did touch up my eyeliner just a little tiny bit as the afternoon went on. There was actually a few hours that passed between the time I finished my hair and now. Mr. Cruz Tips TV and Junior got haircuts, which was so fun. Anyhow, I will give you a look in just a moment at my dress, but I wanted to just give you a quick overview of the jewelry that I promised I'd tell you about earlier. So I'm wearing these beautiful earrings from Effy. You can see right here. They're so gorgeous and delicate. You could wear them for a dressy occasion, or you could wear them for everyday wear. They're so pretty. And I also went to visit the Effy store this evening. We've kind of developed a friendship with the team on the ship. They are so much fun, so great to talk to, and they let you try on jewelry until your heart's content. They actually, once they saw my dress, they said, you know what? We think you need a little bit more of a statement piece tonight. You are borrowing this beautiful tanzanite and diamond necklace. And I was like, the princess in me said, yes. And then the nervous Nellie in me said, oh my goodness sakes, that's a really valuable piece of jewelry. But it's so gorgeous to wear, and I'm really happy to be able to share it with you tonight. So fun to shop at Effy. And just even if you just go enjoy some champagne with the team there, or go to one of their awesome raffles where they give away prizes, it's a ton of fun. But this is a gorgeous piece I wanted to show to you. The everyday piece that I've actually invested in from Effy is this gorgeous little pendant with an anchor on it, which, as we know, is something that I will probably wear on a regular basis. You can wear this with something really super dressy, or you can wear it with jeans and a cute white t-shirt. So I'm really loving it. But thank you all so much for tuning in to our our Get Ready With Me. It's been a while. We've been super busy in our last few cruises, so we haven't had the opportunity to do it, but I'm glad that we got to do it for our first formal night. If you have any questions about any of the products or things that I used today or any of the clothes that I'm wearing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below. We would love to hear from you. We would also love to hear from you about what you like to wear in formal night. Do you like to wear your special jewelry? What type of makeup do you wear? What are your formal night traditions? Let us know in the comments below, and thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, we'll see you on the high seas.